Hello everybody, it's VerticalSandwich. Welcome back to Let's Play Crash Bandicoot. Cortex Strikes Back. We're trying to work our way through Piston Away. I don't know where we stopped because this is post-commentary. And the reason this is post-commentary is, well, it's a long reason. This game is played through already. I went on, like, I had a bunch of time off work and I went on, like, a recording binge. And have been scheduling uploads in advance, but like that takes away my ability to kind of talk about, you know, what's going on with me. So Piston Away, we have to do the death route and then backtrack, and like I fail at this the first try. But really, what happens is the death route disappears, which isn't a big deal. But the problem with recording a bunch of stuff in advance is that I don't really get to talk about what's going on with me. And so, the death route's gone! Like, anyway, so I think I just I complete the level and just start it over. Because you can't reactivate a no death route. So we're gonna see that. But, the problem with that is that I don't really get to talk about what's going on with me. And, you know, what's going on with me, in the last week or so has been kind of heavy. Not physically heavy, like, I mean, it's not like there's any kind of, just like, let me put it this way, let me just describe, this is kind of going to be like this is going to be an online confession of my individual shortcomings. I get a solid C for mental health, maybe. I know a lot of you guys know, if you've been listening, if you pay attention to the things that I've said, if you've listened to almost 2,000 videos at this point, oh man, it's a long time, it's almost 2 years. Yeah, these guys, there might have been some frustration in here. At one point I did do the audience voice and go, what do you think you deserve, VerticalSandwich? And my answer was cookies. I think I deserve cookies. So it's kind of a shame to lose that, because it was a funny impromptu moment, but, other than that, we didn't lose a lot. We lost a lot of me going, what? I don't understand. But, like, a lot of people know that, you know, years ago, and it's been 10 years now, I was hospitalized and things like that. And, like, sometimes my head just gets the better of me, and in this last couple weeks, I've had a lot of time to myself. And, you know, I've been grappling a lot with my own kind of neurochemistry. It's had some moments where it was scary. I'm not, like, a dangerous guy. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that, like, I almost killed a bunch of people or something. That's not what happened. Like, what happened is that, like, I just got really bummed. And, like, I used to suffer from clinical depression. And probably a lot of that was my own addiction issues and things like that. I mean, like, you're not talking. Like, you're not listening to a guy talk who has lived half a life. Like, you know, I've had some real problems and a couple careers and things like that. It's, you know, I'm a 33-year-old. You know, that stuff was really, I don't know that it was necessarily, sometimes it was scary. I got really depressed. And at the same time, then was, like, processing videos and listening to myself talk in this time period where I was far happier. Really, when it comes right down to it, you know, I have this crappy factory job, and the one steady in my life right now is kind of LPing, and but the thing about it is that what happened to me personally over the last couple weeks is that because kind of all of the stuff that I was processing and putting out was the stuff that wasn't necessarily me filled with my anxieties and kind of my fears and stuff, like, it became kind of hollow, and I just didn't like the way I was feeling about it. So I figured that I had to, you know, talk to you guys about it, if nothing else. That, like, you know, I don't think, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying, like, there's this huge problem going on, or that, like what, VerticalSandwich is going back into the hospital. That's not what's happening. Like, I'm healthy and happy for the most part, but, like, the thing that happened to me was that I had all this recording time, and I recorded all this stuff in advance, and essentially what I did was I robbed myself of the one outlet I have to talk about what's going on in my life. Like, does that make sense? I mean, I hope so. So I think what we did here was we decided to activate the death route and die on it. On purpose. Is that right? Yeah, that's completely what... And it works. So now we'll go forward and backtrack. You're not going to hear any... Again, you're not going to hear any of my reactions, but you are going to hear kind of, you know, and like... It just got to the point where, like, what I was doing was taking every little bad thing in my life. Like, stupid little bad things, like a problem I'm having with somebody at work. Or, you know, my kind of uncertainty about my future or things like that. And just, like, running them around in my head over and over and over. Where normally what I would do is be like, hey, everybody, like, this is what's going on at work. Like, then I'd be done with it. I forget quite often how much... in fact, at one point, there was like a 4-day period that went by where I talked to no one. Like, no other human beings. And, like, it just got really messy in my head. I don't like that. I don't like it. And I forget how therapeutic this particular process is. That, like, you're not, like, that LPing isn't something that happens in a vacuum. That it's not this thing where I'm like, okay, it's time to, like, plaster on a smile and plow through this one more time. Like, that's not, you know, what I do. Like, what I do is try to at least share. You know, I don't need to tell you, like, about my bowel movements or anything. Like, it's not like you need an incredibly detailed diary of my life, but you need to know that, like, that I'm this human being, and that I'm a human being in a certain situation. That, like, isn't necessarily a bad situation, but it's a situation that's reasonably, you know, it's my own. And that, like, that's what you have to understand about me, I guess, to, like, to relate to kind of, I mean, you know, and you might be saying, like, shut up, VerticalSandwich, and play the stupid game. Yeah, we play the game. Okay, got it. Like, but, you know, that's not how I've ever related to an LPer. You know, you gotta know that, like, I live this life outside of playing video games. This life that isn't, like, that's a life, like every life is, filled with, you know, anxieties and things like that. You know, you guys are, you know, and girls, are my unseen friends, like, you know, I might not have coffee with you every week, but, like, a lot of you communicate with me on a pretty regular basis. So, like, yeah, I just, like, you know, you deserve to know kind of what's going on, hear it from me and things like that. And, like, so if I say I'm blue or something, don't, you know, don't get, like, you know, I'm not, I'm not again, I'm not, if anything about this was dangerous, like, I understand the importance of, like, mental health professionals. Like, I'm not gonna, like, so, you know, this is not a cry for help. And, like, don't get that idea. It's just me saying, like, man, I've been feeling lousy lately. Like, you know, so what you're gonna see is actually what's gonna happen is, what I've discovered, essentially, is because I'm partnered now, so, like, I do have the ability to schedule uploads in advance and stuff, and I will be doing that still, but not to the extent that I was. I mean, I was to the point where I was a whole week ahead of time and things like that. I will be, you know, I will be scheduling uploads 2 or 3 days ahead of time, so, because the bottom line is that I can't be honest and genuine, not knowing how I'm going to feel. So, that's just it. That's just everything I needed to say about this. Was that, like, you know, if you're watching this, thank you, and that if you're listening, and if you care, some of you probably don't. To some of you, I'm just this abstract guy, this thing, like, but I am a person. I mean, I am, like, and sometimes life is hard. You know, sometimes it's harder than others. And one of the things that I've found out, at least for me, is that whether or not life is hard has nothing to do with like how physically hard life is. Like, it has everything to do with the attitude that I'm approaching it with. And I think that what happened was I left, like, I seriously managed to give myself enough LPing space to get lonely. got lonely. I missed you guys. Yeah. So that's my story. We still got like 4 more minutes of this. I did tell somebody at work that they asked me today, actually, and today is yesterday for you. Somebody asked me how I felt, and I told them that I felt like I had been run over by a camel pulling a rickshaw. Which was how I felt. The reaction to that really made my night, though. Ironically, too, that was how I felt when I woke up. I really had, like, one of the worst headaches I've ever had. And I used to be an alcoholic, so, like, I've had some pretty bad headaches. I rate this one, the one I had yesterday, as the 2nd worst headache I've ever had. Because I had a hangover headache on my 22nd birthday that felt like somebody was pounding a metal spike into the side of my head. Anyway, but that's all behind me. By the way, about a month ago, I hit 10 years of continuous sobriety, in case anybody cares, in case anybody's keeping tabs. My last drink was May 3rd of 2003. I'm that old. I'm that old that I could be an active alcoholic, be hospitalized, and have a decade of sobriety. Yeah, I mean, things are going well. They're going well. I have a job, and, like, I don't mind the job that much, and, like, I mean, I don't love it. It's not a career. I like the people I work with, and, like, LPing's fun. We've got, like, fun stuff lined up. I'm in the middle of fun stuff, like, you know, Banjo-Kazooie and Crash Bandicoot, and, like, we're going straight into Banjo-Tooie after Banjo-Kazooie. I made that pretty public, because somebody asked for it. So, and I was going to do it anyway. I own it. So, I'm playing it right now. Practice running it as we speak. So, you know, it's not, you know, don't expect bad stuff in VerticalSandwich. Don't expect, like, crabbiness or anything like that, you know? Like, some days I'm going to feel like, and maybe that's one of the issues, too, is that, like, one of the lost parts of LPing for me, personally, after 2,000 videos, is the getting on the line with you guys and going, like, this is why today was miserable. Like, because that's not bad commentary, it's honest commentary. Don't get me wrong, I'm not turning this into, like, how VerticalSandwich feels today. I'm not, but sometimes it will be that. And, you know, I don't know what to say about that. Like, there are worse things. There are, I promise. I could probably give you LPing examples because I've listened to some pretty bad commentary. But, you know, like, we're going to get through it. All of it. So we do clean out Piston Away here. Or Piston It Away, or whatever horribly suggestive name they give to this level. And when we come back, we'll be back in Crash Bandicoot. We'll be moving through some stuff. You guys, you know, thanks for being an ear for me. And feel free to comment. You know, I want to hear from you. We can, you know, you can private message me too if you've got some stuff you want to share. I will answer. You guys take care, and I appreciate it. And thanks for watching. So, and for listening, because, you know, if you muted this, you won't hear this. So, ha ha ha! And I'll see you guys for the next video.